आज की जो हमारे जो नेक्स्ट प्रेजेंटर हैं वह है रीमा एंड महक, और वो हम लोगों के साथ आज सिलिकॉन्स डिस्कस करने वाले हैं। पहले भी सिलिकॉन्स डिस्कस हुए हैं और अगेन ये उसमें कुछ ना कुछ चीज़ों को ऐड ही करेंगे। जो आपकी फर्स्ट एड है उसको देख के ही लग रहा है कि हमें कुछ और एडिशनल बढ़िया बढ़िया चीज़ें देखने को मिलेंगी पीपीटी के अंदर। चलिए हम चलते हैं रीमा और महक के पास। Now better Rima and Mehak, you proceed with your presentation.
Good morning everyone. Today I Rima
and I Mehak,
students of BSc Non-Medical 6th semester Dalsin College Karnal are here to give a presentation. The topic of our presentation is silicons.
When we hear the word silicon, the first thing that strikes our mind is silicon. That is the element present in our periodic table with atomic number 14. Both of them are widely used and are spelled almost similar, which creates a lot of confusion between them. But as I just stated, silicon is an element while silicon are polymers containing silicon and oxygen and often carbon and hydrogen as well.
Before moving further, let us know how existence. So the term silicon was first coined by an English chemist F.S. Kipping in 1901 to describe the formula of polydiphenyl siloxane.
Now you must be wondering, what are silicons? So silicons are polymeric organosilicon derivatives containing SiO-Si linkages. As we already know what polymers are, the word polymer is made up of two words. One is poly, that means many, and the other is mer, that means unit. So when many smaller units, that is monomers, bonded together, they form a larger molecule, that is polymer. And organosilicons are compounds containing carbon-silicon bond and are colorless, flammable, and hydrophobic, that is water repellent. Hydrides of silicon are called silanes, and oxoderivatives of silanes are called siloxanes. They are also called as polysiloxanes. Silicons are represented by the general formula R2SiO suffix N, where N is the number of molecules and R can either be an alkyl or aryl group. They are named as silicons as their empirical formula resembles to that of ketones. And if we talk about the physical appearance of silicons, they are typically colorless, oils or rubber-like substances.
Silicons can be classified into two types. Of structure and the second is on the basis of properties. On the basis of structure, silicons are further divided into three categories: linear, cyclic, and cross-linked silicons. Linear silicons contain long and straight chain. For example, polyalkyl siloxane. Cyclic siloxanes. They consist of ring structures. For example, hexamethyl cyclosiloxane. And the third one, cross-linked silicons. They are formed by the cross-linking of linear silicons. For examples, varnishes, etc.
Let us talk about the preparation of silicons. The most common method for preparing silicons involves reacting chlorosilane with water, and this produces a hydroxyl intermediate which condenses to form a polymer type structure. In brief, production of silicons takes place in three different steps. First is synthesis of chlorosilanes, second is hydrolysis of chlorosilanes, and third is polymerization. Synthesis of chlorosilane. Synthesis of chlorosilanes can be done using two different methods. First is Grignard method and the second is direct process. Before moving on to the methods directly, we need to prepare chlorosilane, for which elemental silicon is required. And that is obtained by reducing silica, that is oxide of silicon, at high temperature in the presence of carbon as well as shown in the reaction. Then the obtained elemental silicon is reacted with molecule of chlorine and tetrachlorosilane is obtained. First, let's understand the Grignard method. The synthesis in Grignard method is carried out in two different steps. First is the preparation of Grignard reagent. The Grignard reagent is prepared by adding alkyl or aryl halide with magnesium in the presence of dry ether. Then the resulting Grignard reagent is treated with pooled tetrachlorosilane that we have prepared earlier by reaction of elemental silicon with chlorine molecules. And this reaction is accompanied by precipitation of magnesium halide. In the first reaction on screen, the Grignard reagent is treated with tetrachlorosilane and monoalkyl trichlorosilane, that is RSiCl3 is obtained. Now, this product again reacts with Grignard reagent and dialkyl dichlorosilane, that is R2SiCl2 is obtained. This reaction proceeds on similar note until tetrachlorosilane, that is R4Si, is obtained. A variety of substituted chlorosilanes are obtained in this method. However, this process is complicated and it has been replaced by direct process. Direct process. Now let us understand the second method, that is direct process. The direct process is also called as Mueller-Rochow process, as this method was developed by Richard Mueller and R.G. Rochow. In this process, alkyl chloride is reacted with elemental silicon at 250 to 558 degrees Celsius in the presence of copper catalyst, and as a product, alkyl dichlorosilane, that is R2SiCl2, is obtained. However, in this process, alkyl trichlorosilane, that is R2SiCl3, and trialkyl chlorosilane, that is R3SiCl, are also produced, which can be removed by distillation, as these products have different boiling points. And distillation is a process involving the conversion of liquid into vapors and then condensing them back to liquid. So the substances having lower boiling point are removed first, then those having higher boiling points.
The second step of preparation of silicones is hydrolysis. Under this step, the three chlorosilanes that are synthesized by the direct process will be hydrolyzed. Hydrolysis means when a molecule of water breaks one or more chemical bond in a compound. In short, hydrolysis is chemical breakdown of substances by water. Dialkyl dichlorosilane, which we have just prepared, and the chlorine molecule are replaced by the hydroxyl group. As there are two hydroxyl groups present, so the length of the chain increases on polymerization. In this case, it increases horizontally. So it is also known as chain building unit. Now we will hydrolyze trialkyl chlorosilane, and the single present here is replaced by the hydroxyl group. As there is only one active hydroxyl group present, so if we use this in the reaction, it will stop further propagation of the chain, and that's why it is also known as chain stopping unit. In the third point on the slide, monoalkyl trichlorosilane is hydrolyzed, and the three chlorine molecules are replaced by three hydroxyl groups. Now, as there are three active, so the chain will propagate in three different directions, which will be giving cross-linked silicones.
Polymerization. Now, the final step for the preparation of silicones is polymerization. As we all know, polymerization is a process in which many smaller units, or we can say monomers, join together to form a larger unit, that is polymer. First is the formation of linear silicons. The polymerization of N molecules of dialkyl silane diol, that is R2SiOH2, through removal of water continues and the length of the chain increases, and the linear silicon is formed. As you can see in the reaction, n number of molecules are joining together to give a linear silicon. Second is the formation of cross-linked silicon. Polymerization of monoalkyl silane triol, that is RSiOH3, through elimination of water molecules. Here, n-1 water molecules are removed. In the reactant, 3 active OH groups are present, so the chain propagation takes place in 3 different directions and cross-linked polymer is obtained, as shown. Third is the formation of cyclic silicones. For obtaining cyclic silicones, hydrolysis is done under controlled conditions, and the control conditions depends upon how many numbered rings we require. For example, here 3 molecules of dialkyl silane diol, that is R2SiOH2, combine together through elimination of water to form 6-membered ring.
Now let's talk about the properties of silicones. The first is thermal stability. Thermal stability is defined as the ability of material to resist the action of heat and to maintain its properties. Silicones are stable up to 200 to 300 degrees Celsius, which is very high. Second, chemical stability. It refers to the resistance of a substance to change in chemical reactions. Silicones are chemically stable, so they are not affected by any chemical reagent at room temperature. Third, they are water repellent due to group, that is the organo group, as the organo group present are hydrophobic in nature. Fourth, they are good insulators. As we know, insulator is a substance which does not conduct electricity. So being a good insulator, it is used in high voltage components, transformers, and other electrical equipments. The fifth is they have non-toxic properties and are resistant to oxidation. They are extensively used in cookware. And the last, they do not become too viscous on cooling, so they are used for low temperature lubrication.
Now, let's talk about the uses of silicone polymers. Silicones are used in a variety of products that we use in our day-to-day life, and some of them are discussed here. First, silicone is used as vacuum pump, as you can see on the screen. The purpose of this vacuum pump is to remove as much air as possible in a short period of time from the chamber. Second, silicone polymers are also used as greases. Greases provide electrical insulation as it is resistant to high as well as low temperature and pressure. Third, they are also used for waterproofing and as a sealant. Silicon provides a very strong adhesive bond, and due to which they are used to seal window frames, joints, etc. And due to their waterproofing quality, they are often used for underwater projects. Silicones are also used as spray lubricants. A transparent protective film is formed by spray lubricants to protect components such as doors, seals, locks, etc. from rusting and moisture. Fifth, silicones are also used as varnishes at both high as well as low temperature. Varnish is a clear liquid as shown in the picture that applied as a coating for protection from solar radiation and other environmental influences at high as well as low temperature. 6. As their toxicity is low, silicones are also used in cosmetics. They are used to increase the water resistant formula, or we can say to make them waterproof. They are particularly used in sun protection products, foundations, powders, etc., and are also used in hair products such as shampoo, conditioners, serums, etc.
Thank you everyone for being such a patient listener. Have a great day.
थैंक यू वेरी मच बेटा। बहुत अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन है। जैसा कि मैंने मीटिंग की शुरुआत में ही कहा था कि डेफिनेटली हमें कुछ और एडिशनल सीखने को मिलेगा जो हमने सिलिकॉन्स में सीखा। लास्ट लेक्चर भी सिलिकॉन्स आई थिंक ऋतु और हिना या हिमानी में से शायद थी, मेरे एग्जैक्ट ध्यान नहीं आ रहा, शायद हिमानी हो। उन्होंने भी अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन दी थी और आप लोगों ने भी बहुत अच्छे से दिया है इसके अंदर। और शायद नेक्स्ट वीक कमिंग वीक में भी शायद एक सिलिकॉन्स पे प्रेजेंटेशन होने वाली है, तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। आप लोगों ने सिलिकॉन पढ़ा हुआ है लोअर लेवल पे, नो डाउट, लेकिन बहुत अच्छी प्रेजेंटेशन थी, बहुत अच्छे से आपने संभाला इस प्रेजेंटेशन करना, सिर्फ प्रोसीड किया। और आई थिंक सो जितने भी हम लोग मीटिंग में थे सबने अच्छे से इसको देखा भी है और सीखा भी है कुछ न कुछ। फिर भी अगर किसी स्टूडेंट की कोई क्वेरी है, कोई कुछ जानना चाहता है, कोई पर्टिकुलर स्पेसिफिक रिएक्शन के बारे में या कोई कंडीशन है इसके बारे में, तो आप में से पूछ सकता है बेटा, कोई भी स्टूडेंट, रीमा और मैक्स, कोई दिक्कत नहीं। आई थिंक आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन इतनी बढ़िया थी कि शायद हम लोग उसी से सबको समझ में आ गया। मुझे तो खैर आई सारों को भी आ गया। अगेन थैंक यू वेरी मच बेटा रीमा एंड महक फॉर दिस नाइस प्रेजेंटेशन।
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सर।
डेफिनेटली इसमें कोई दो राय नहीं है। देखो आप मेहनत करते हैं तो वो आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन में दिखती है। मतलब जब आप प्रोजेक्ट कर रहे होते हैं, जो आपकी स्लाइड्स होती हैं वो जब शो होती है ना सामने, तो अपने आप ही दिखता है कि भाई बच्चों ने मेहनत की हुई है, टाइम निकाला है, टाइम स्पेशल किया है। और फिर उसके ऊपर तो जो पकड़ होती है और जो आपकी नॉलेज होती है उसके अकॉर्डिंग तो फिर वो बस फ्लो चलता ही चला जाता है। तो इतनी अच्छी स्लाइड चल रही थी। आई थिंक सो किसी को कुछ ऐसा लगा ही नहीं, कुछ डिफरेंट है ना समझने वाली कोई चीज़ हो, और जो कुछ रहा होगा तो वो साथ के साथ समझ में आ गया होगा। एनी हाउ बहुत बढ़िया प्रेजेंटेशन है डेफिनेटली। अगेन थैंक यू वेरी मच बेटा।
थैंक यू सर।
थैंक यू सर।
वेलकम।